We'll walk through it here, but we don't have a better way to present it as it happens, so we'll just see the final result and we'll talk through it. DMJ starting us off with Set, Jinx, and Twitch banned out of the first three, and Freljord Frost banning out Aurelion Sol, Nasus, and Smolder.
Yeah, the Syndra first pick, so it is a Syndra takeaway for Lowell. Instantly answered with Mordekaiser Kassadin. So Kassadin is actually insane. This is definitely an LCC first Kassadin. That is super spicy.
Mordekaiser dropped, so they've just picked both their solo lanes. Blue or red 1, red 2. Forget the counter pick. We can assume at least at this point. If we peek a little later, we see a Mundo at R5, so this Mordekaiser perhaps go into the jungle. Impro did point out to us that he's played a jungle game, jungle Mordekaiser in the past.
So Shen Amumu is the answer. So Syndra, Shen, Amumu. You can see that they're wanting to, have this front line of Amumu and Shen, have the spacing with the Scatter the Weak with the Syndra, so that she can unleash power over the top. And then Kog'Maw
is pick at this point. I mentioned that it might go up to the top side, but
yep. So the Kog'Maw picked up here for Freljord on R3. And then secondary bans coming out, so we see a lot of supports banned out after this. Blitzcrank, Lulu, Nautilus, all banned out. Jhin as well, the respect going over to Inferno. And Freljord will lock in Braum to pair with a Kog'Maw. So Kog'Maw, Braum, Mordekaiser, Kassadin locked in. Definitely an interesting setup so far. This isn't exactly the Protect the Kog'Maw comp that I would really expect to see in a Kog'Maw situation. So, yeah, Gnar and Xayah then locked in for Demacia to round it out. I think picking Gnar for, I'm guessing this is Gnar for the lane, so they actually flex it here instead of taking the Shen top.
I love the Lulu ban, by the way. I think you see Kog'Maw, yeah, let's take Lulu out of the equation.
Yeah, pretty crazy back and forth draft here.
This is an insane game one draft.
Yeah,
this is wild.
To end it with Mundo is kind of wild as well. So, yeah,
so we haven't loaded up the game. We'll do that in a moment. But do you think this? I think this Mordekaiser's jungle, and then we've R5'd our top lane counter pick with the Mundo. Right? Now that we know that it's Gnar.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is gonna be Mundo. I don't know, because Mundo jungle could work as well.
It is a viable pick.
Something that we've seen. So, yeah, definitely pretty interesting.
I've seen it from Impro. I think Mordekaiser is more his style, so that's what I'm going to go with. But yeah, I think game one, DMJ, Freljord Frost, wild draft. Who's got the advantage?
I mean, like, Kassadin Kog'Maw is really nice scaling, but I'm not sure if Mundo Braum Mordekaiser is going to be enough to actually get the Kassadin and the Kog'Maw into the far late game. And then I do think that Demacia kind of has decent answers. Kog'Maw has a really hard time playing into Amumu Syndra. I don't think this is a comfortable game for Beza here. So if Beza can outplay, if Hope can pop off on Kassadin, I mean, the possibility is there.
16 Kassadin, their side lanes are disgusting. This is Dr. Mundo Kassadin side lane push.
It does feel like Demacia is really built to fight together instead, though. So yeah, here we go. Game one of Demacia Injustice versus the Freljord Frost. We've got a best of 5 series ahead of us, guys. So stay tuned. It could go the distance, but we've just got game one here to get us started. The Kassadin is a crazy pick. So excited to see how this starts, and it is just going to be both teams fanning out into a 5-point defense here. Pretty standard level 1 that we've seen. No level 1 prep really changing up here. So, yeah, I mean, I do like Demacia's picks here, but I think if it devolves into chaos, the Mordekaiser and the Kassadin are very strong in skirmishes. So, yeah, I don't mind that. Ooh, I like the Cole start for Kog'Maw here.
Just acknowledging that, hey, this is the LCC. I've seen how these lanes go. We're just going to farm it out for a while. Betting on the Cole.
Yeah, I don't know why this...
I think Inferno probably could get away with the same thing, but perhaps choosing to go intentionally more aggressive. They do have Ignite on Chestnut. Bassoon has the matching Summoner spell, but just looking to go more aggressive. The Shen's ability to block the auto attacks really neutralizes Kog'Maw almost entirely and makes it harder to proc the Braum stack overall. cannot get those additional, what is it? It's not brittle. I can't think of the name. It's passive.
The
Stacks
concussive blows.
Yeah. Concussive blows. There you go.
Yeah. So I think that
if Shen's ability to block that.
I mean, I think Shen is going to shut down anything that Braum can do in lane. So this is going to be a nice farm lane for the Kog'Maw, but I think that's completely fine for Kog'Maw. Get the 2 items. I'm very interested to see what Beza goes in terms of itemization, as Inferno with a nice little step back here. But it could be Bork Rageblade. I'm not sure. I think there's a couple different angles for Kog'Maw to go. When Bassoon
picked up
the Winter's Bite landing onto the caster minion there, unlucky. So Simon already with this range advantage, putting in some early pain onto the Kassadin. That's kind of what you'd expect in this matchup. So things going quid pro quo at the moment. Nice schedule
nice
week.
Coming down on no.
Yeah, so junglers trading sides here. Yeah, and this is something we saw a lot yesterday as well. Aztec and Gemsy were back and forth a lot topside. Hope landing a silence here onto Lowell, but not much trade damage, and Lowell's still pretty comfortable. Nice scatter of the week, looking to get a secondary trade, but Empro does find in the flash claw forward, but a beautiful flash out from the well, and the respect is shown. So effective gank, I think it's always worth it when you're jungler to blow a mid lane flash here for your own. So a nice gank here from Empro. It doesn't actually end up in a kill, but it's a ghost out from Duck. And these top laners are just going to throw down. Bell landing the hyper procs in, and it's a first blood, but it's a counter kill as the minions come through. That was razor thin in the top lane. But it goes over to Duck.
Him to see what the health was when he survived, and the minions finished him off. Razor thin margins is right as Boxy walks onto a ward in the bot side. We'll see if he can manage to find a gank.
Yeah, nice
Great
ward here.
Pressure in the mid lane to pick up that flash. Lowell's still putting some bully down onto Hope, but it makes it much more dangerous for him to push past the half point of the lane.
I mean, this could be a solo angle, and Hope has to flash out there. Yeah, just not really. I'm not sure what was happening. Just a quick lapse there where he walked up. Really no need to walk up, and so he has to expend his flash in order to get out. But Lowell, we talked about how he could just go for the Syndra takeaway, and he's putting the punish in so far. Now, it is kind of what you'd expect. Kassadin, it's all about the late game, all about scaling. So, he's not, nothing is going wrong so far for Hope in this lane phase.
Yeah, but that flash is really important, valuable to cast, and you do not have an escape at all before level 6. So if a Mumu manages to find a way into the lane, it's going to be difficult for Hope to escape.
All right, it's a quick reset for Demacia in several of their lanes. We see Lowell teleport back out mid, and their bot lane is on a reset. Beza down to about 60 left. Both junglers resetting for either team, so... Yeah, kind of 1-1 in the top lane, but the rest of the match has not really ignited yet. What do we think the prio is going to be? Do we think that one of these teams is going to look to stack dragons versus the Void Grubs or the Herald? Or what do we think?
There's going to be quite a bit of prio towards trying to shut down Hope. We had to send 2 up to the top side. Boxy I believe only reveals himself. Chestnut showing him on now in the mid lane.
Scatter the wheat, yeah.
I would expect the Dragon to be more of a prio for both of these teams, but the side lane pressure is much stronger for Freljord Frost. If they can manage to pick up the grubs, it's going to be killer for them in the side lanes.
Yeah, and Bell, again, getting some hyper procs in, but has to hop out, and I feel like Duck, just the healing that he's getting back and landing cleaver after cleaver, he is starting to dominate this lane phase, and Bell is going to be on the reset. He does have teleport, so it won't be too bad, but a nice force out from Duck here at this point. And both junglers are looking
back
towards
up to the
bot.
top. Duck now has TP advantage. If he can find a timing to reset here without investing that, it's going to be much easier for them to secure the Dragon as Hope is knocked low, 200 HP.
Yeah, really close margin there as Lowell goes for the damage check, but he's only got Crystal and Amp Tome, so not quite the itemization, but it's a root collar into the taunt, and the ignite goes down. Bassoon ticking down, but he will escape with a fraction of an HP bar. So a couple of razor thin margins here, but Frost is getting away with it.
They invest that unleash power mid, and Boxy just immediately onto the dragon, taking it solo. Inferno and Chestnut the engage bot side, and DMJ are gonna get this dragon scot free. Jungler taking it alone.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of when you win fights in both mid and bot, that's your reward is a neutral objective. So Bell, a level up onto Duck, is gonna gnar out in top lane. The taunt comes through, just misses as Bassoon with a nice little stand aside. And Duck now, yeah, this. Oh, if that cleaver had hit, that was certainly the kill. He'll have one more cleaver in a matter of seconds. He lands it. It's a solo kill in the top side as Duck tries to start to turn things around. He's down about 20 farm, but he should even that up. Let's check the gold lead really quickly as Hope engages. Yeah, that will even up the gold difference in top lane.
Mid lane is totally different landscape now as Hope has his access to his ultimate. The entire matchup shifts. And Impro, with feeling bold, Duck has the advantage topside's taking plates. I'm going to steal this blue buff. And he's going to get it for free as Boxy resets in the bot side.
Yeah, Boxy completely opposite side of the map here. And yeah, Impro, this is a really solid invade. This could be just topside objective here. Lowell fairly low. The Rift walk in from Hope, but it's just sidestepped by Lowell. So nice patience here using the range. We have to see how things go. I really think this Cassidy will get online at level 11. So only level 7 right now. Not quite there yet.
Deep in enemy territory, managed to sidestep Boxy. It is now taking the wolves out from under his nose. They saw the blue buff.
There is this sneaky ward here on the side, though. Yeah. This is a very deep play. Lowell should spot this on this ward here, and so they will see Empro. And Bell and Boxy have a decision to make as he will start to come down. We see Empro here on the side finding a way in. Hope is here. The flash in again, but Lowell, a perfect timing, perfect spacing. And look at all this damage coming through. Unleashed power will come across, and Empro no flash out. The shield not enough. He will drop, and so that is the objective going over. That's 3 Void Grubs for the Justice and the kill. And I'm not sure the invade was worth it there, to be honest, to give up everything he just gave up.
It looked like an extremely sneaky play to pick up 3 camps. Turns into disaster as DMJ picks up the entire topside objective and a kill on the back end.
Yeah, he made the decision to flash for Lowell, and he went for the hands check, but Lowell had the hands.
Lowell wants some, but Beza and Bassoon are going to back up. Respect given. As Hope looks to shove in mid, he needs to go for a reset soon. Hopefully he wants to pick up with enough gold to pick up his Roa. Not quite enough in the pocket at the moment. Needs another couple hundred, so this plate's going to go far towards that. If he finishes this wave, he'll have enough.
Yeah, but so we can look at Boxy, though. Boxy does this counter invade. His own blue buff is gone, and he knows that. But with Empro dead on the map, he'll go and he takes Emperor's blue buff away anyways, as the Stand United in from Chestnut, the taunt landing onto Duck, one more auto will land, and it's a kill. It goes over to Chestnut on the Ignite. Would have been helpful for Bell to get it, but a nice pickup here as the Shen support comes in. Yeah, Stand United indeed.
Stand United. Bell has been playing the long game.
Beza's in a lot of trouble. First bandage toss from Boxy will land. Beza stuck on his own now. The root is there as the root caller comes through. It's a kill over to Inferno. And 4-2, Demacia goes up in kills and in gold. They're about 1,300 gold ahead, just 10 minutes in to this game number 1. They've got the Dragon. They've got a lot of the neutral objectives. Demacia looking strong here in game 1.
Yeah, Bassoon trying to get something back.
Curse the Sad Mummy.
Lane, but finds himself
but he's in the Death Realm. Inferno is here, but Bassoon and Hope could show up in time. It's a flash out from Boxy, but he goes straight into the Rift Walk of Hope. And that is Cassidon's first kill. Nice ultimate here from Inferno, as the Glacial Fissure will just miss. And he gets away with the flash ulti. So, yeah, Rod of Ages, Cassidon. He's got the item, he's got the kill. That's going to help him start to get online. And this is what Freljord needs. They need to get both Beza and Hope, quite a bit of gold here over the next 20 minutes.
Empro invested his own to make sure earlier. So Simon's going to be pushed deep into the enemy territory. Will they go for the chase? They've got Cassidon with a blue buff. They have the resources to do so. Empro should find him here.
Yep, and there's a nice claw landing down. Simon might be able to get out. Oh, a perfect Blasco, but Hope has Riftwalk. Honestly, nobody gets away from Cassidon. This should be an easy chase down. We'll see what happens here. Bell is going to try and come in, but it's a Riftwalk through the Gnar out onto Cassidon. So much return damage, and the Unleashed Power across. It's one more skill shot landing onto Hope, and he would have gone down. Bell, a huge turnaround to get his mid laner out of trouble. And they successfully win this 2v3 fight.
2v3 on the play, but okay, both teams backing away now. Bell and Simon dangerously close to overreaching, but Boxy has started the bottom side dragon. We'll see if Bassoon scouts it out right now.
Yeah, the fact that they didn't have to send their jungler to that fight bought Boxy so much time and tempo bot side, so he's just going to pick up a free dragon here. Chestnut, of course, going to walk up, help secure this take.
I'm loving these rotations out of DMJ in this early game.
All right, Hope with a Riftwalk in. This could be the moment. Lowell trying to find some train damage. Back down onto Hope. Both mid laners very low here as Hope Rift walks away to get out. So he will be safe here.
Yeah, as the Q came down, he had the option to Riftwalk in to try to go for the aggressive play, but a little bit worried about getting too chunked. It is your highest priority on Cassidon to just absorb experience. You don't even need gold as much as you just need levels. Level 10 now, waiting to pick up his level 11. The Rod of Age is only 2 stacks in. So it's going to be a nice back for both mid-laners.
Level 11 is for sure a game-changer moment for Cassidon. Of course, only stronger at 16, but level 11, he will really start to pump out some damage with the cooldown on his Riftwalker. And I would look for him to start to chase down kills. All right, Bassoon and Beza teamed up here in the bot side, looking for ways in. They've got Beza a slight CS advantage, but when we take a look at the gold, it's very, very minimal here. So trying to capitalize on what they can. Scatter the Weak lands onto Bassoon. The Unbreakable Wall will come up, but Empro and Hope are both here, so there's the ultimate out as the Delta Realm goes down, and Inferno is stuck in, the Root Caller in onto Inferno, trading pretty nicely. It's a 4 versus 3 as the triple taunt from Chestnut lands onto Freljord. Hope Rift walks in, but not enough quite damage. Teleports from either coming in. Beza chunk down to 1 HP, but it's a Rift walk in onto Inferno. A beautiful Root Caller lands onto Hope Bassoon, diving in. Duck is here at the last moment. Beza's down. Bell on the backside finds Empro and Beza diving forward. It's a triple kill already for Bell.
Boxy's here.
There's the Curse the Sad Mummy. It's a quadra kill. One more auto. The hyper stacks. Who gets it? It's a pentakill! And the Demacia Justice destroy the team fight.
We've had pentakill last night, but we get pentakill in game 1. I feel so spoiled. Bell showing up on the Gnar here. He teleported into the Tri-Brush and just wiped the fight. Every man he touched went down. DMJ saying strong.
Oh, man. We're 14 minutes into game 1.
Second on the gold.
Nearly out of breath. Yeah,
pull
absolutely.
Up the gold values.
Wow, I mean, about 2k gold now for Bell. I'm not sure how much he got just in that fight, but a huge teleport in, and they just decided to brawl it out fully.
DMJ this match so far. Everybody else almost entirely even. Slight gold advantage for Beza off of the CS lead. But man, Lowell and Bell dealing so much damage in these fights right now. And they're one to watch, but Hope still unable to achieve his level 11. Should be reaching that soon. Trades are going to continue going for better for him as he scales up in this build. But now we're on to the Herald. DMJ have it down to half HP.
Yeah, so the weird thing about this is that he's still only at an item and a half. He got a pentakill and he's only got an item and a half here. So this is definitely not game over, but it's a really nice way to kickstart your series. And that's going to be a huge confidence boost to know that you can pull that off pre-15 minutes. Wow, a massive play from Bell. I mean, honestly, one of his best plays.
Nice roam behind Simon. Simon does not have flash available. Could be brought into the death realm.
Beautiful claw. Honestly, Emperor's had really nice timing on these claws, and that one will connect. As Lowell, again, we talked about it in the pregame, the number of ganks mid lanes. Lowell is the target of so many ganks, and we know that Emperor and Hope love to play together as well, so the synergy coming through here in game 1, I think that's the 3rd gank now onto Lowell, and this one It's, you know, the third time unlucky. He doesn't have the flash this time, and he will drop because of it.
An unfortunate result of the more results you get from ganking somebody, the more likely you are to gank them again. They've blown the flash twice, and they pick up the kill on this one.
Yeah, so Duck actually pushing in here. He is going to get a tower, which is pretty big. That's first tower, so evens up on objectives.
Tower.
First tower for Freljord. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, evening up on towers here. But you know, that being said, I think we forgot to mention it, but feats of strength is for Demacia here. Look at this flash, insta flash out from Beza. That was pretty panicky there. Beza with a hop in onto yeah, Bell with a hop in onto Beza. Look at this glacial fissure though. Bell might drop. It's a big shutdown landing, and Demacia is losing this fight. It's a 4 versus 3. A nice root collar on the bottom side of it, but Inferno looks like he might not last long for this world. It's a triple kill and a big momentum swing here as Freljord fights back. Huge play out of the Freljord Frost.
As Dragon spawns, but the Rift Herald dropped. Boxy could pilot this into the tower. They're trying to distract long enough for their team to come back up, but Emperor is onto the Dragon.
Oh, wow, look at that Heartsteel proc, as Duck is potentially chasing down Luell here. Boxy does get the proc down. Curse the Sad Mummy in. Will he find a kill in the 1 versus 2? He does kill Beza. Will he kill Bassoon?
Nice one. Does he find 2?
Bassoon has to flash out. Nice respect flash here. Duck looking for the solo kill. Gets the solo kill. It's honestly crossed the map here.
And United. Boxy could be saved here as Hope is forced to jump away.
Wait, no way.
Flash
the Shen
8 HP under single digits for Bassoon on that escape. Boxy, what a play. Did you see? Rode the Herald down the mid lane.
Yeah.
Finished the tower with the headbutts. Tries to ride it back out. Gets canceled and then almost finds 2.
Yeah, so...
And now Bell looking for revenge in the top side. Duck being run down. The Wallops are connecting. The Hypers are here. But, will not finish it. Flash not available for the follow-up. Looks like Duck's going to get out of here alive.
I know that we're 18 minutes in and we've got 6 kills on the Snar, but still don't have a second completed item. So I do think that he could be pushing and dominating this lane even harder. This should be... top tower collected here as Demacia will take this, but Emperor is topside. He's going to look for the pull. It will just miss.
Yep, I think that second item should almost be an inventory for Bell. Perhaps this next wave will get it for him. Nice little bit of cannon injection if he can manage to pick up the cannon.
All right, level 12 here on the Kassadin. Kassadin pretty happy to play the game in the side lane at this point. No...
9 stacks on the Roa, about to be level 14.
Yeah, I don't see any MR optimization coming through from anybody in this game. So it's aside from just Merc Treads. Well,
no. Just isn't
so
real.
Freljord has some.
Hurt you if you don't buy it.
Yeah, I think that Kassadin is gonna have a field day when we get into these fights.
Yeah, DMJ needs to be looking to continue shutting down Kassadin, pushing their advantages. They abandoned the blue buff top side, which makes me sad. But they just come back to defend the mid lane. If they're looking for dragon stacking, it's a pretty big bummer that they overextended the bot side. They go for a 3v4 and then lose everybody on the play right before dragon spawns. Yeah, and so it shuts down their ability to go for this early elder.
20 minutes in, let's do a like an overall recap. We're only a 2k gold lead. It's 2 dragons to 1, but we do have the Herald and the Void Grub advantages on the side of Demacia. But we've got the scaling with Kog'Maw and Kassadin on the side of Freljord. So Freljord happy to watch this game as we're going to see another fight break out. It's 4 for Freljord in on the bot side. It's teleport in from Gnar. And he will find the rest of Freljord on the back of this fight. A nice Death's Grasp will land as the Curse of the Sad Mummy hits 3. That's already Bassoon going down, but now Hope is here. The Rift Walk in onto Boxy. Boxy will drop, and Duck is walking in. The Root Collar landing onto the Mundo.
Inferno hooked in.
They're trading blows here. Chestnut with a taunt through another Root Collar, but Emperor will slam down. Bell trying to find some damage on the side of the well. A huge amount of damage coming through. Inferno with one more auto, and Beza drops as well.
Oh my god!
Razor fit. Oh, and he gets him with the passive. The Kog'Maw passive picks up a kill. It's 5-3, a back and forth critical team fight, but the Demacia and Justice hold strong in their jungle.
Jax, look at the jungle at the end of that fight. Where are the wards? Both supports. Not a single ward that fight. And Chestnut, don't think I didn't see you miss that taunt over the wall. I'm disappointed in both of you. But a gnarly defense out of DMJ, holding on at the edge of their seat as they are pushed into their own jungle by the Freljord. Frost Hope is dangerously approaching his level 16. He's got 14. He's got 2 items now. We see the second item finished for Ballistic, and it definitely saved him in that fight, the Sterax pickup.
Yeah, I didn't hate that, though. I didn't hate that angle. Freljord, you know,
Yeah.
that level 14 Kassadin, like that, take that exact fight in about 5 minutes, and, you know, they're able to actually close out on those kills, right? So I think that's what they want to do. They want to keep doing that. They just have to find ways to they need Beza to get more gold, get more levels. Same for Hope. Just keep doing what they're doing and skirmishing. This is the way in. Meanwhile, for Demacia, hold the wall, right? The Bell with a great flank there. I mean, really clean communication coming out. Lowell, a huge scan of the week, the Unleashed Power, and he will delete Empro. And that is a 3rd kill now for Lowell on the Syndra. A huge play on a huge pick. Big time play from a big time player there as he picks up another for the Justice.
They keep everybody down on the bot side. They're looking for this Prio on Otacon. They find the Scatter Leak over the wall. They chunk Impro, and they find the follow-up.
Oh,
it's a
massive
complete solo bowl out of Lowell's. They find another one onto Bassoon. 2 down for the Frost.
Yeah, and playing support can be so difficult. He's just trying to get some vision.
And the weight of the punish is enormous. There's an Otacon and a Dragon just came up. It's a complete reversal of the play we saw earlier where 3 died for DMJ to pick up the Dragon for Frost.
Yeah, big pickup here, and Otacon is so powerful. Let's take a look at the stacks. We've got 17 on the Frost, 27 now for Demacia. And really, when you're playing champs that benefit from having additional XP, it'd be so helpful if Casting got those XP pedals. Instead, it's the Justice that pick it up. Nice. So really big place here, and about a 4k gold lead here. 24 minutes. A flash bandage toss. I love the look from Boxy to be so aggressive on the backside of the
Beza with a nice reaction on the EU ping. Flashes away. And I think this is where we want to see them. We want to see this Cassid and Mundo in the side lanes. This is what Freljord Frost needs to be playing for. And I really wanted to see Hope continue pushing deeper. I think they can look to play for these deep advantages as they see the rest of DMJ available in the mid lane, but resetting here, trying to play it safe.
Yeah, they right now at 24 minutes, Freljord has to find ways to get Beza and Hope more experience. Duck is doing a good job, doing what he should be, but they've got to sideline this Hope until he can get to level 16. And I think, you know, with Baron coming up in 30 seconds here, as I'll get the objective timers on the board now, 24.5 minutes in.
As the Wells reach these power thresholds, we saw he killed even Impro from around half HP. Impro picking up a lot more resistances for himself. He's found an Aegis of the Legion, so that's going to be quite nice. I don't think it's going to happen the same way twice. But Lowell is a killer, and there's a lot of ability for DMJ to lock down these carries from Freljord Frost. So Hope needs to make sure he tries to engage from a side angle. Impro needs to bring the right person into the Death Realm. Who do you think is the best target?
I mean, I feel like it could be Boxy.
Could be caught out in the DMJ jungle.
Bandage toss here, and the follow-up taunt from Chestnut. He's going to take Boxy into the Death Realm, but curse the sad mummy, and he puts him down, and he wins that jungler 1v1. As honestly, they could look to Baron. There's no Amumu ultimate here though, so a pretty big teamfight ultimate missing from Demacia, and Freljord might decide to take this fight knowing that it's on cooldown.
DMJ intentionally taking a 4-player engage on this Baron. They're going to be setting
teleport
up
in from Lowell, but it's on the backside of this fight, and so Duck on the pinch here. A taunt in from Chestnut lands onto Hope, but the Rift Walk in onto the side. Boxy and Bell slightly separated, but the Gnar ulti, a massive root caller landing across 3. It's a solo kill as Beza is dropped. Bassoon and Duck on the run now. A double kill already from Lowell as the Justice begin to push through. Do you believe? It's a clean team fight from the Demacian Justice. And
well, they tried to give me a heart attack at the start of it, but DMJ pull through. The root caller is fat. Lowell picks out Bez on the backside. He's not punished for the TP into the mid lane, and DMJ holds strong. Looking for Impro again on the respawn.
all right, so yeah, Empro.
So we're gonna leave the Baron
I think
available.
Empro dies here.
It looks likely, but Unleashed Power is not available. Should be able to reset, but unless he turns around and tests fate, DMJ should be picking up this tower.
I think Mordekaiser is good at a lot of things, but wave clear into a Syndra, not one of them. And so, yeah, Syndra really getting her way with the way that went. 6-2-10 on the Syndra, by the way. This is first pick Lowell really showing up, but we got to shout out some of these other players. 7-3-9 for Bell, 6-3-8. I mean, multiple shutdowns. Lots of bounty gold here on the side of the Demacia Justice. So.
Yeah, look at this 12 assists on a
players
chestnut.
Really
We've seen these Stand Uniteds save his team members a few times already this game and turn kills around in the process.
I think that we want to see Demacia continue to play together. Really that Amumu being down, that was a decent angle for Freljord, but they didn't have the numbers. So without Empro,
they got close to the wall, and I think that Gnar ult was enormous. And the Feather Caller to follow up, Simon not getting pressured off after he engages with the teleport from the mid lane, probably was off their vision, but in the end manages to find Beza on this backside and just picks him off for free. Dragon coming up in the next minute.
Well, the one thing that has just happened is Hope is ticked over to level 16. I will say, still in the side lane, it doesn't look like he's just hard winning it at this point. And I think that's what you'd want to see.
Still need gear, as there's a big vast gold difference. There's a 10-stack Dark Seal and a full item up for Lowell, as he has
plus the boots upgrade, which is really hard to quantify. So yeah, I mean, nice leads here, and it is about. I think it's about 6K. You can do the math correctly. Yeah, it's about a 6K goldie, 5.5 for the Demacia Justice.
Yeah, still largely centered on their solo
All right, they
laners.
look for the taunt in, but it just misses as Beza. Oh, I mean, I'd say pixel still perfect there on the backstep. That was crazy. Okay, so Demacia is onto their soul. Bassoon on a bit of a flank here is going to try and taunt in, but they instantly engage onto Empro. Bassoon trying to buy some time on the side. That is Scatter the Weak is on cooldown. Empro is down in onto the objective. A flash out from Bassoon as Freljord commits all in. Boxy wins the 1v1. It's already 2 down for Freljord. What can Hope and Duck do? But the rest of the Demacia Justice, the Gnarl is a big whiff as the Rift walk in, and it's a massive shutdown onto the Xayah. The ulti in, but it's the smite secured from Boxy, and Hope will drop at the end of it. The Demacia Justice win a 4-for-2, and they win the soul. It wasn't clean, it wasn't pretty, but hey, it gets on base. They get the job done, and they're going to look to push the bot lane tier 2 now and continue to take some of these towers off the map.
Yeah, it wasn't clean, but they've got their eyes on the prize. Boxy makes sure that they finish that Dragon Soul. That's their most important thing to pick up. Dragon Soul doesn't decay after the fight, and they end up coming away from it with a numbers advantage anyway.
Whew.
Gotta call out in the chat that Gnar ult was huge. That's right.
Yeah, I think that was from the last team fight, because the one that we just saw there, I think he hopped too far. He went for the one hop, and he ended up bouncing and completely whiffed in the middle of the river. But
yep,
I think the one before
he's
that
had a great one, so we can afford to poke fun at this one.
All right, so Baron really the next thing on the table here. Soul secured for Demacia, and Demacia comfortably in the driver's seat here in game 1, looking very strong. Putting my 3-2 Frost prediction at risk. I don't think that the Bez has really found any good angles here, as Chestnut taunts over the wall here, and they steal the big Raptor away from Empro. Empro can't have anything. That's why we can't have nice things.
He has managed to keep up in CS. He's managed to, I believe, he even has... No, not any longer. He did have a slight advantage over Boxy, but Boxy has earned his way back with these team fights, and they engaged
so
down
all
on
5
Baron
in. Hope is not here, but Hope does have teleport. It looks like it might come out here. He is going to teleport onto the other side, but it might be too late as the objective is already being burned. It is secured, and Demacia will now go forward to take the team fight. The bandage toss, when will it come out? We see it land onto Empro. Hope is on the backside. He's trying to solo Empro, but Chestnut protecting his carry as the Curse the Sad Mummy solo snipes out Empro. Bassoon and Beza doing what they can, but they're really just being pulled apart from this team fight. Only one drops, but it's the Baron secured, and nobody from Demacia will go down. Scout of the week here onto Duck, followed up with a chain CC into the taunt and the feather pull. And yeah, Duck doesn't get to move. His health bar is just shredded. And they've got Baron. Yep. This should be mid-inhib. I don't know if they can end off this push, Jason. They might need one more pick. Boxy on the reset here.
Boxy running out here. No Curse of the Sad Mummy, and only Stand United and Gnar available. But DMJ have the Baron up push. They've got 30 seconds on Duck. They may be looking for more.
Yeah, and Bell is going to be a big front line here for his team. The hop in, the Gnar onto Bassoon. But look at that root, and it's a massive shutdown. So Bell will drop, but Hope on the side as well. Ulti comes out.
Death Realm for Inferno.
Yeah, Empro and Inferno in the 1v1. It does look like Empro will win that one, but he's instantly taunted as soon as he comes out. Lowell will pick it up. That's his 9th kill of the match. Boxy's taking some turret shots here. A Scout of the week out of Bassoon. Glacial Fissure just whiffs. The Frostbite coming through. They're doing everything they can. I love the defense here. A shutdown from Beza. Beza's trying to have a moment here. Really nice W here from Chestnut, and he will flash out. The cleaver from Duck
he didn't go over the wall.
Down.
We saw Duck chase the well for about 45 to 70 seconds earlier, so
I love the fight back here from Frost, though. They're back, double Nexus towers down. Chestnut with
the cleaver connects, but the reset finishes with the Baron-empowered recall. They escape. DMJ 31 to 18 on the scoreboard, but it's an open Nexus, and the Freljord Frost are bleeding here.
Okay, I do think Inferno 16, Beza at 15, about to hit 16. There it is, level 16. This is the time for these carries. This is the position where they've really got to step up and have some big moments. We've seen Boxy's had huge engages, Bell with the early game pentakill, right? But now it's time for their posturing, and it's time for Inferno and Lowell to step up on the side of Demacia, and Beza and Hope. All of the cards are on the table right now for your team. Can you step up to the plate when your organization needs it most? Both your Nexus towers are down. Hope is channeling his recall.
Four pushing down
this
mid.
Is the death march.
Bring up the lane. Bell is split off here. He's on the bot side.
He does have teleport, so worst case scenario, he could look at that damage coming in though. As the death grasp, nice ulti lands, and so the teleport in from Bell. It's all out as Duck is in on a 1v4. Bell the same on the other side. Hope Rift walks through but doesn't find the damage. And look at this follow-up taunt. It's 2 down. As the Rift Walk from Hope goes straight into some crowd control. And the Demacia Justice now hitting out of the Nexus. Freljord, what can they do? Beza with a flash forward finds a shutdown, but it will be too little too late. And the Demacia Justice will take the Nexus and they'll take game 1.